Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1347, It's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, Benita, the disgruntled fiddle player, the brewmaster. Plus, we will bring you the segment, This is Interesting, and get to some interesting news. Okay, I was right. The flag was up. The big flag on a crane was up for the rodeo.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And if you left early enough, people are smart enough on 580 not to slam on their brakes when they see it.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Because some people see a flag and they slam on their brakes because they see it, this big flag, and go, no way! And they have to stop their car, and that causes a fray, disarray. Oh my God, Drake got a bunch of awards last night, the Billboard Music Awards, which I was watching the stories that
Mike's Daily Podcast.
the lovely Andrea Daddario, is that her name? She was posting on her Instagram.
Mike's
Like, look at these pictures.
Daily
Look at this video of
Podcast.
people dancing really well
Yeah!
during the Billboard Music Awards. Oh, I'm in the new movie called Baywatch, which apparently, I think, did that come out this past weekend? I don't know, because the Aliens movie just killed everybody. Actually, it was just a little bit above Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but whatever. Cafe Anyway. It is a Monday.
Anyway,
Look who walked in. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. Hi, how you doing?
To this girl fiddle player, tell you what. My wife should have been at that rodeo. Benita, were you at that rodeo?
No, I was not.
What were y'all doing? I thought you were going to the rodeo. That's why you went out.
No, I went to get a burrito.
Oh. Look who else walked in, Mike.
hello, I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh boy, what did I just walk into?
A moment of uncomfortableness in a marriage.
Oh, that's fun. Have some root beer.
Thanks. Cafe Anyway. We have this big flag during the rodeo
Anyway,
in Castro Valley, Rowell Ranch Rodeo, and all these people slamming their brakes. So I took Bart instead. Here's what I have to say about Bart. The people at the...
And here's today's podcast picture.
I have a picture of the Bart people in the booth. What do you call those booth people? The people in the booth. Booth people. Yeah, that's what they're called at Bart. No, that's not a picture of them. It's actually a drawing with Madame Rutabaga, who's not here. And yeah, they don't give a hoot. They do not care at all. No wonder all those teenagers were able to ambush the Oakland Stadium BART station and steal people's money and knock them on the head. And no wonder, because they don't care. I swear, both days I had to ask a question of the booth person. Maybe it's just the weekend crew at Castro Valley's BART station. I don't know. But they were so unhelpful. I asked one question. The girl would not look up from her stupid phone. And she was on the phone. Yeah, that's right. She was using the landline in the booth and looking at her phone, reading something, and head down, not caring about anything. I'm waving to her. She doesn't see me. I had to finally knock on the glass. I can't make a knock sound effect very well here with what I have at Cafe Anyway. And she finally looks up. And then the lady the next day, she just gave me some flippant answer that was not even helpful. I don't know what's going on with these BART people. Why? Are you getting paid nothing? You're getting paid more than I am, I can assure you. So, quit your tood. I'm back to my calm place. Oh, actually, I'm not. I'm a little sad because Country Crossroads Radio is, well, okay, I guess I can say it on my podcast. It's going bye-bye. It's gone. It's by the end of next month, it will be gone. And I did my last show yesterday. The program director said, you can stick around for another weekend, and I said no. That's it. If you're not going to keep going, I'm done. But thank you so much for letting me plug my show on your radio station, my podcast on your radio station. It was very nice of the program director to let me do that. But they're gone. They're going away. It has to do with the high fees that they charge people that do internet radio. They have to pay so much money for the licensing, and they really have to jump through a lot of hoops to do an internet radio station. And even though they didn't pay any of the DJs money, it's still tough to keep it going. And I think he also had a terrestrial signal that he was paying for too. But he's got a new job and he can't keep it going. So I guess I'm on the search for a new internet radio station to do. Till then, I will probably do a podcast on the weekend. I'm not sure. My weekend job, which allowed me to voice track, that's a technical radio term, which allowed me to do the country radio show, my part-time job that I was doing, this part-time job that I didn't get paid for. This is very confusing. I'm not describing this correctly. At any rate, my part-time job is giving me so much more work to do. So I don't really have time to do the side projects like the podcast or the country radio show on the weekends. But that might subside. We have a new guy. He's young. He needs to be brought up to speed, and maybe I'll have more time to do a podcast on the weekend. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, that's what's going on.
Anyway.
And now, the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1347-Code. If you'd like to help out the show, I was talking to Tom over the weekend, and he was telling me about all the stuff he gets on Amazon. And I go, why don't you go through my website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1347-Code, and click on the little icon for Amazon. And he looked at me kind of like the way a dead fish looks at you. So I don't think I really got through to him, but the Amazon link at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1347-Code, you can click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that helps support the show. Thank you. Nobody does it, but thank you. And there's a PayPal. Nobody does that either. Thank you. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1347-Code. I posted on Facebook yesterday that it was my last show on Country Crossroads Radio. No one said a thing. No one commented. No one liked. No one ever. Meanwhile, the girl that just got her braces taken off, 500,000 likes on her post. That's how Facebook works, my friend. If you're over 40, white, male, no one is going to post a ding-dong thing unless you're, like, standing with Ed Sheeran or Drake. Maybe you'll get some likes. But if you're telling them, my show is over that I've been doing for 2.5 years on countrycrossroadsradio.com, people don't give a flip and flam. Flippity-flu. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com is also where you can see all the past podcast pictures and listen to past shows. Yeah. Hey, why don't we get to this segment called This Is Interesting?
This is interesting.
Wow, this is interesting.
I had fun with Tom telling him about the Amazon link at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And I walked Basil the Boxer with him and his dog Bailey. It was fun. And I also saw Matt and Fiona and Keegan and Kathy, who does a segment called Kathy's Corner.
Kathy's Corner.
Kathy's Corner.
She hasn't done it in over 2 years, so why did I bring it up? I don't know. Cafe, I don't know. Cafe, anyway. Here we go.
Anyway.
This is interesting. First off, today, if you go to Google, you'll see there's a little drawing of Richard Oakes. I don't know who he is, so I looked him up on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia says he was a Mohawk Native American activist who promoted the fundamental idea that Native peoples have a right to sovereignty, justice, respect, and control over their own destinies. His legacy reflects the struggles of Native peoples and all people to maintain their land identity and lifeways. So that's who Richard Oakes is. He died in 1972 at the very young age of 30. And he took over Alcatraz, which Alcatraz still is a... when you go to Alcatraz, they have a section that talks all about this in 1969 when Richard Oakes led a group of students and urban Bay Area Indians in an occupation of Alcatraz that would last until 1971. Yeah, 3 whole years. He also recruited 80 UCLA students from the American Indian Studies Center. That was during the Richard Nixon administration. And they talk all about that when you go to Alcatraz. It's one of the interesting things. If you're like, oh, I don't want to go to Alcatraz, it's all about Al Capone. No. They got some other interesting things there. They talk about the rich history of Alcatraz. See, at that point, Alcatraz had been in an abandoned prison for several years, was just left alone, this island in the middle of the bay. And so Richard Oakes had this brilliant idea to take it over, to push his cause. Bush, no, not George W. Bush, not George H.W. Bush, but that guy, that sniveling little weirdo Billy Bush, who used to be all over NBC and then got fired because that video came out of him and Trump talking like the most sexist language possible. Bush was recently spoken to by The Hollywood Reporter, and he seems to have come to a place of acceptance. I will pull this one part out of the article, and I will not talk about his daughters or any of that, because he's trying to say, oh, I'm a family man, I don't deserve to be treated this way. He says he's come to a place of acceptance. However, quote, I am not grateful for the moment, but I'm grateful for what I've gotten out of it. I'm grateful that it hit me all the way to my core. And now the Manhattan-born broadcaster is ready to get back to work. With Propagates Owens and co-CEO Ben Silverman, Bush has been developing a series designed to show audiences a deeper, more empathetic side to him. Oh, I'm just turning this article off. Who cares? Billy Bush. Stay gone, Billy. Why don't you get into radio? Great career path. USA Today explored codes that teens use. Some child safety experts warn there can be more than meets the eye with texting codes. Some strange texting lingo might double as code for suicidal thoughts, bullying, sex, and drugs. The stakes are high, and today's parents need new ways to safeguard their teens from the harmful side effects of online interaction, says the CEO of Bark, a safety app parents and teens download that monitors sites and services teens use for red flag words and the context they're using them in. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, suicide is the second leading cause of deaths for young adults and 15 to 34. In recent years, the problem of teen suicide has taken on a new dimension, in part due to the proliferation of technology. Netflix has that series that's doing really well. It has to do about it. We teach our kids to look both ways when they cross the street. Don't talk to strangers. We need to do the same thing for children with digital use. Bark analyzes some 10 million teen messages per month across 21 different platforms, including text, email, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. The most recent list of the top sneaky terms that teens use include 53X, which is a sneaky way to type the word sex. KMS means kill myself. LH and the number 6 means let's have sex. KYS means kill yourself. MOS means mom over the shoulder. POS means parent over the shoulder. CD9 means code 9. That means parents are around. GNOC means get naked on camera. I can't believe how much of this is going on with the texting. I was talking to someone, they were telling me about I was talking to a 20-something who was telling me about a guy she knows who's also in his 20s that receives regularly naked pictures from women that are interested in him. And I said, what? This is so foreign to me, this whole thing. But it's going on. So much. 99 means parents are gone. WTTP means want to trade photos. Then there's let's meet in real life. That's shortened down to LMIRL. Meet at a party spot. That's represented by the numbers 1174. IWSN means I want sex now. CU46 means see you for sex. And you get the idea. So basically that's the basis of all the GYPO, get your pants off. Yeah. TWD, texting while driving. And PAL. Oh, PAL mean capital PAL. That must mean you're a pal. Nope. Parents are listening. And then, of course, FWB, friends with benefits. Well, back to the suicide issue. Facebook will allow users to live stream attempts to self-harm because it, quote, doesn't want to censor or punish people in distress who are attempting suicide, according to leaked documents. However, the footage will be removed once there's no longer an opportunity to help the person unless the incident is particularly newsworthy. The policy was formulated on the advice of experts, the files say, and it reflects how the social media company is trying to deal with some of the most disturbing content on the site. The Guardian has been told concern within Facebook about the way people are using the site has increased in the last 6 months. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Next show, it is going to be Madame Rutabaga, who is in the podcast picture today. Valentino and Bison Bentley, thank you for listening to the show. Hagged, which stands for have a great day. There, I came up with a 40-something code term. Ha, good.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1347-Code.
Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!